Well, hello YouTube, and welcome to my little corner of the internet, and welcome back to another Technic Tuesday. Now, just the other day, I asked in a live stream which set I should build next. If it should be the helicopter, which could become an airplane, or the aeroplane that could also become a helicopter. And I was told to do the helicopter. So I have chosen Lego Technic set number 8412, also called the Nighthawk, a set from 1995 with 287 parts. A little more Technic-minded than some of the previous builds. There's absolutely some progression from seeing the earliest Lego Technic set from the late 70s, early 80s, and up to this set from the mid 90s. But this is what we will do: the Nighthawk from 1995. Hope you will enjoy. So, first up, the instructions are much more, can I call it, modern than the previous that I've built. In that there are these boxes telling me which bricks I need to use, and a lot fewer bricks or pieces for each picture. So hopefully there should be no mistakes this time around, but we will find out. So let's get started. As you can see, it's very few bricks and quite a lot of Technic pieces, especially a lot of Technic axles, but also quite a fun feature with some push rods for the steering this time. But first up, we need to do the fuselage. We have two 1x10 bricks and some pins going second hole, first hole, and a 6x brick to keep it all in place. And now, where are you? These special 3x axles, which will go in here like that. Then you need some plates there and there, some 6x plates going over, and then we need a 10x axle and one, two, three, four of these quite special pieces. So 10x axle and one, two, three, like that. A 2x brick, a ring to lock it, a second 2x brick, and again like that, and a half pin, half axle to go right there at the end. So that will go in between here. No, of course I forgot something. I need a locking ring here. like that. Much better. And something to carry the tail boom. That would be 8-stud axle. Let's see. One of these in the middle. Some locking rings on each side. And there and there. Like that. And that will go at the end. Yes. Then we need the part that goes here. That will be 1, 2 of these. And 2 of these, which can go together. Now if I could just fit them together. Come on. Yeps. And a 3-by-axle like that, and these on each side to hold it in place. There we have it. And that will go on this one. And I keep throwing pieces around. There we have it. Yes. Next up is the front. So we will need a 6-by-axle. These rings to lock it. And one of these to go like this. And this one will go at that angle. Yes. That's it. Then a 3-by-axle. Some of these, I don't really know what to call them, but they will go on either side. Go through here. Oops, I forgot some rings in the middle. There. Yes. And a 6-by-axle. A locking ring. A lot of locking rings in this set. There. That was the first part. Then we need some 4-by bricks. A plate on the, oops, not this one, because that's got a sticker on it. Actually, quite impressive. It's 25 years old and I still got the sticker. So a 2-by-2 plate, 1-by-4 brick, and on top, the dashboard with the original sticker. Yes. And that will go on between like that. Then we need one more ring to go on this side. And one more of these. Keep it all together. That was turned the wrong way. Not good. Turn around, thank you, please. Thank you. Much better. And then again, one of these positioned at the right angle and a ring to lock it in. Yes. That is the front of our Nighthawk. And that will go right there. It is taking shape. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moving on. Another 10 by and a 6 by, like that. Some pins there and there. Like that. And one of these. Throw there. And then I need a half pin, half axle to go on here. Yes. And that all goes together right there. So that is the bottom done. Yes. Then we need a 4 by axle to be our control stick. And we need a 10 by axle, got it right there, with one of these extension pieces, some locking rings, as usual, plenty of those in this set. And now where are you? Right there. One of these pieces usually used for the steering, but this time it will go on like this. Little tight. And that is the beginning of our tail boom. Then we need some yellow plates. Like that. Now is that everything? I think so. Some black plates. 6 by. There. And a... Nope, I have forgotten something. A 6 by plate and a 2 by 2. Yes. Now that's better. I think we have remembered everything for 7, 8, and 9. Otherwise, I will probably find out if I have missed anything. Now it's time to turn it over. Actually, I think I will remove the control stick for right now. Then it's easier to have it lying like this. And some inverted slopes. And a... Now where are you? An axle with a ball. Right there. And now we're coming to the fun part, because now we're going to need some push rods. First up, I'm going to use a 6.4 centimeter. That's not the one. This is the one. Plastic tube, a 2 by brick, a 2 by 4 plate, and a half pin. Yes. Now the tubing will go into the half pin. There. Through the brick. Onto the plate. Like that. And then, let's see, 9.5 centimeters. Is this the right one? Yes. Have one of these small plastic, and that will go inside here to be locked in place. And through the tube. So that will be our push rod. Now that will attach to the ball. Like that. And there. Now, before I push this in place, I might as well make sure that it passes through. Now let's see on this side. It needs to go through there. So it will go through here and up on this side. Yes. So we can turn it over. Like that. Next up, some inverted slopes on the back. And some 2x bricks next to. Some 1x1 bricks. Oh, 1x1 there. Then we need another push rod and push it through, lock it in place, and that will be attached here. Right down here. So hopefully when I push the control stick from side to side, it will actually pull or push this rod. If it works, we will find out. That was 10, 11, 12. Moving on. Now we need one of these with a axle pin and a 1x1 brick, and that will keep this tube in check. There. And we need some plates on the back. That's it. Moving forward. Next up, some plates on the back. Some corner plates. I need one. Where is the last one? Right there. Like this. And we need to lengthen this with a 10 by extension and like this, going on the end. It's growing. I hope it can be in the screen, to be honest. No, that was that. No, that was not that. We need some 2x bricks, one on each side, like that. Yes. Next up, we will have the 4x brick with the original stickers, a 12-stud axle, a small cogwheel at the end, going through, and an extension piece like that. And that will go on the back like this. Okay. And now we need the one that goes on the end of this. Where are you? That's a black one. It has disappeared. Not for long, hopefully, but there it was. That will go on the end of this one. Now nicely locked in place. Yes, and some sloped pieces. Good. 13, 14, 15, done. Now we can put this aside and take 2x4 and a 1x4, some light gray pin and a black pin. Right there. And an 8x axle. That was a 10x, 8x. A locking ring. And going through. And a cogwheel. An angular. Like that. Yes. Then we need a 12x. Cogwheel at the end. Some gray 2x bricks. There. A second wheel. And a locking ring. And another 2x brick. Yes. And that will go on like that. Whoops. Come on. Need to stay in place. Right there. We can just push this slightly. So it turns and it turns just like it's supposed to do. Then we can put some more rings on right there. Take a second brick, a black pin there, and it all fits nicely. Plate on top, another plate on top, a plate on the bottom, That's about it. Then we need some 8x bricks, one on each side. Have one of these that will go inside. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a ring to lock it in place. Now I had actually chosen some smooth rings for these two. Where are those? There. There's a smooth ring to hold this one in place. And that will go on. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Yes. Now before doing anything else, we need one more of these. We need a piece of tubing. There. And that will go on this pin, passing through like that. Yes. Next up, we have a 6x axle with a ring on the middle. Two more of these on each side. Some axle pins or pin axles like there, and these on one on this side and one on this side. Yes. And that will go on here. Then we have the second of these, this one in hole number 3, and a smooth ring to lock it in place. Where is my second smooth ring? I know it is here somewhere. I had it earlier. Now that is just typical. Just typical. There. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Now let me see. Like that. Number 3. Ring to lock it in place. And then 2 gray plates and a 2x brick. And that will all go together right. Like this. And that one goes through there. And this one needs to be turned. So, now it's starting to look like something. Not sure what, but it's starting to look like something. And this all goes down on top. The push rod going through the tube. Down. Coming out here. Now, there we have it. Then we need an 8x axle to go through here. We need an now let me see. That is locked in place. That is 1, 2. We need an 8 by axle to go through down here with locking rings on each side. Like that, and on the other side. Now the thing is, I can see there needs to be a third locking ring. Where is that supposed to go? One there, and the third one is going up here. So now when I turn this, that will go around. Then we need to take an end piece on the push rod. Come on. Yes. And snap like that. So now that is in place. So when I turn this from side to side, that will move. Nice. And when I push this forward, that comes up. Pull it back, it will go down. There we have it. Now we just need some round 1x1 bricks up here. That's it. That was 16 and 17. Okay. Now we come to the somewhat interesting part. Let's put this aside again. We'll have a 4x brick, a light gray pin, a 3x axle, and these on each side, locked in place. That and one of these going there, a 3x axle going through, and some locking rings. There we have that. Now comes the interesting part, because that push rod attaches to there, and they are going on there. So this could be somewhat fiddly. Snap. And there and there. So it is in place. So when I move this forward, this will raise. Move it backwards. Everything falls apart. Okay. Interesting, but hopefully it will work. Now that's that. Then we need to make two. Here we have 6x and a 6x. Extension, extension. 2 rings. And another 2 rings. Some 10x. And 2 more of these. There. And 2 more extensions. All together like that. That was 1. And that was 2. And they will go through these holes and into here. Right there. Yes. So far, so good. Now we just need to locking rings on each side here. With a couple of these on each side. Now, is that at the right angle? Yes. Good. I believe that was 18 and 19. Good. Then we again need some 10x axles. We will have 2 of these, 2 of these in between, and a 4x axle, and there. Yes. So this one goes at the end. There. This one. There. Going like this. And this one will go in there. And this one is to point that way. Like that. And that will all go together at this end. Can we push this? Yep. Then we need a 4x axle to actually go through these into that. So there. Now that is kept in place. With a set of rings on each side to keep it like that. Good. That was the tail part. Then we move on to the boom, and now we need to put together two of these on here. Come on. Yes. And a pin and a bushing at the end. So now we can actually turn around, turn around, turn around. Now these fell off. Back on. Thank you. And some Technic plates on each side. There. And now have I forgotten at the very start? Now let me see. Yes, I have. I forgot a half pin, half axle. And now this can go on like that. Good. Some locking rings again. And on this side. And up here. Now there is something quite off about this. Now I think that is better. Now can this still move? Yep, that moves fine. Good. That was that, that was that, and that was that. And that one. Good. Next up is the rotor part. Now that goes down on top there. And on this side, this will hatch onto that ball. And on the front, this will attach to this ball. So when I move and front, back, it seems to be working. Now, in order to lock this in place, we need a 3x axle going through. There. Then we need a 12x axle, a locking ring, and a cogwheel like that, going all the way through and into there. Now, so this will spin that down there. Now, can we loosen it slightly? Yeah, that makes it spin so much easier. Good. That should be it for 20 and 21. this over here and an 8x axle, one of the small cog wheels, a ring, 2x brick, and 2 of these large wheels. Yes. There. And there. That. And these 2. And it spins nicely. We need a 4x plate and a 6x plate. There we have it. And another 2x brick with 2 4x plates. Good. Then we need a gray, a yellow, gray brick, and an exhaust vent. Going like this, and that will attach here. And it spins nicely. Now that needs to be attached at the back like this. So when I turn the wheel, the rotor will turn and this will pull the axle to the tail boom. So that was next. Coming up, we need to do tail rotor, a 4x axle, some rings, 2 of these, another ring, and there. So, oops, there, and going through, take this one, there, and this one needs to be slightly turned there. Third ring and that. So if I hold on to this, it seems to work. Now this one tells me that the angle is slightly off. I need to move this like that. And that will go on the back. Yes. And on the front, we will take these, have this tubing to make the impression of a cockpit. for the skis. 12 extension 4. They go together. There. Then 2 of these. Yeah, and like that. We need a 10 by to go in here. Now this needs to be moved slightly. And this one needs to be turned ever so slightly. Now, is that the right angle? Yes. Like that. And the same on the other side. And on the front, we will need these two with a pin. Again, at an angle, the pin through. That was one ski. And the second. That. And there. 10 by on top. Now we have to remember that if they go there, this goes there, that's like that. If anybody could understand that mumbling, I am very impressed. I need to move this there. Now, is that the same angle? Yes, it is. There. And the pin to lock it in place. That is almost our second ski. Now let's see, that was on the inside. This needs to be turned around. There. And there. That is our two skis going on. Now I need to put there and come on. Just one side and it is not. I need to pinch my finger here to hold this one in place. And goes on and like that. So that is our skis. Yes. Now for the last part, I need this piece of tubing on the back. To form this protective arch for the tail rotor. Now that is beginning to look really good. Final stretch. last two pictures. We can take the seat and put in. Now, if I had thought more about it, I could actually find one of the old Technic figures and put him in there, but that will be for another time. We need a 1x8 and a 2x4, a 2x16, some warning marks at the end, and that will attach to the rotor, and a 1x8 on top. We need a ring on top just to make sure that everything stays in place. Like that. Now that hopefully the axle didn't go through. Nope, that's fine. And another 1x8, 2x4, 2x16, and that goes on over here on this side. Now, is this even in frame? And some 1x6s there. And that was 27, and it is done. The 8412, the Nighthawk. Working rotor and tail rotor, and actually working steering as well. Being able to tilt the rotor. So I hope you enjoyed this build, and I will see you again. Bye for now.